Every year, the White House holds a holiday party for the press, sometimes two of them. But this year, CNN decided to skip the White House Christmas party. Here was a statement from the network about why. Quote, in light of the president's continued attacks on freedom of the press and CNN, we do not feel it's appropriate to celebrate with him as his invited guests. We will send a White House reporting team to the event and report on it if news warrants. Now, every other major television network did go ahead and allow staff, have staff go ahead and attend this party. You can see that from the photos here shared on Twitter. And there were also journalists from print publications like the New York Times who decided to attend. Now, Trump did not answer any questions about the Flynn plea deal. He didn't pose for photos, but he did give a brief speech praising the stamina of the press. Now, I think it's interesting that this decision was so controversial that outlets had to decide whether to go to the party or not. So let's talk with two reporters who did not attend and find out what happened here. April Ryan and Brian Karam are back with me. And April, let's dig into this. You were not invited, is that right? What happened?
What happened, I was not invited. I did not receive, Brian, behave. I did not receive an invitation. Now, Brian, you have to understand, people think that these invitations just come out, just before the party. The invitations were given out weeks in advance, way before Thanksgiving in November. Right. I knew I wasn't invited, and I was fine with it.
So are you saying you were snubbed on purpose?
I believe I was, I'm not going to say snubbed. I believe they did not want me at the party. They did not want to put me on the list.
Exactly.
These invitations came out. People were asking me, and they said, are you going? I said, I never got an invitation. And I did go into my email just to see if I got one. I never got that email. And then I went, kept on going about my day. And I didn't go to the White House press office like some did. Oh, I didn't get my invitation. I didn't care. And I'm going to tell you why, Brian. And I'm going to say this to you. People think that I'm hurt that I did not get invited. I am so fine. Friday, I'm glad that my fellow reporters did attend, but I'm going to say this. In August, when I was named the Journalist of the Year by the NABJ, which I was thankful for, that Saturday night, that Sunday morning, there was a campaign ad that came out that had the endorsement of the president saying he approved this message. It was a bunch of our friends, talk show hosts who were said to be thwarting the president's agenda. And there was one White House correspondent in that group, only one White House correspondent in that picture group. Me.
I remember that.
It was me. I was considered the enemy. So, yes. And I was very upset about that because that put a target on my head. So understand this. If someone considers me the enemy, I understand that I'm not going to break bread with you, and I'm sure you don't want to break bread with me.
So
but
you
I'm
would
going to
not
continue
have gone
to be in that
to the
room
party
asking
if you had been
questions.
invited, April.
I would not have gone anyway.
Right.
I would not have gone anyway. I am good, and I understand how they feel about me, and I understand how they feel about the press, but I have not done anything wrong. I am covered by the First Amendment. So I would not have gone anyway for this president. But trust me, I've been to Christmas parties before for other presidents. The last 3 I've covered over 20 years. Okay,
I think you're good,
and
April.
It's a good way for us to. It's a good way for us to have a better business relationship, to get more information when we have these things. I've been to Christmas parties, state dinners, and other events from George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama. And if this president chooses not to, that's fine with me. I am okay.
I've got about a minute left, and I think, Brian, this gets to the broader point that this presidency is different to cover, which I love. But no, it gets to this point about how it's different to cover this president, and journalists have to make these tough decisions.
Well, it's
even
not
about
a tough
going to
decision.
parties.
It's not a tough decision to make. You call me the enemy of the people. I consider it a badge of honor. You didn't invite me. As far as I'm concerned, I made Richard Nixon's enemies list, and I'm thankful for it. I begrudge no one who went. I wouldn't have gone had I got the invitation. I, like April, am fine with not being invited because the simple fact of the matter is I'm there to do a job. And if you don't appreciate the job and you're going to call me the enemy of the people and tell me for a year that I'm part of the problem, why should I sit down and break bread with you? You've declared war on me. So the bottom line is, and I appreciate the people who went. I think it's fine that you went. I would not go. I've been to others, and I would not go to this one. Had I been invited, I think there needs to be some change inside the White House, some recognition of what we do, some respect for what we do. There is little respect for what we do. We are constantly vilified. In those tweets that he sent out today, how many times did he say fake media? Today, just today. He's always
He's
blaming
not gonna
us for
thank the
his
media, Brian.
foibles.
Do the
No.
job.
He's
Do the
saying
job.
fake.
It's
I don't
a
want him to
thankless
thank
job. Let's
me.
keep on moving.
I don't want him to thank me. I want him to quit telling me I'm fake. He's got to own up to the fact that the problem is his and not ours. We are always going to make mistakes. We always will.
Two very real journalists, April and Brian. Thank you for being here. He mentioned Nixon. We'll have more on that right after a quick break.